Hey everybody, it's Brian. Today we're going to be talking about WatchOS 6 and the App Store on the Apple Watch. Cue the music. Ba-na-ba, ba-na. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so the Apple Watch, the App Store, it's changed the way the watch is going to work. Because right now the watch has to be connected to the phone. With the way they're moving towards, I wouldn't be surprised if by the Series 5 this year that they announce that it no longer needs the phone. You can just buy it by yourself. If they don't do it this year, they're definitely going to do it next year. Because, with the cellular already on here and everything, the only thing that's hindering it is the battery. But even that, most people can get a couple days worth out of this, especially if you don't do really long workouts. But yeah, so in the thoughts of kernel, I was already working on a few things that I was changing. One being the notifications. Right now, when you tap on those, it just goes to the list. Doesn't make any sense. Especially, so when you tap on a movie notification, it's going to end up eventually going into that movie. And then I want to bring the blog to the Apple Watch. Now, it's not going to be the full blog, and obviously you have to be a pro user as of right now, to view it. So how that's going to work is, as long as you are a pro user, you'll probably get the last 5 or 10 articles. And then also, if you tap a notification, it will open that article even if it's older than 10. And you can read it right from your watch. Now, not all the features may not work, like video on the watch. I haven't really played around with that, especially YouTube videos and all that kind of stuff. I can see YouTube doing stuff to not allow it. But that's the goal for those. But the big thing that's going to change, and it's got to change in almost every Apple Watch, is when you first launch them, it says, open your phone to sync the data. And that is a must-do for most phones and most watches, watch apps. So, and kernel's no different, And I could have done it different, but it's kind of the lazy way to do it. And also, the watch and the phone are always together, so it's just the easier way. You expect them to have it. But so what I'm going to do now is I want to bring at least 3 months of movies, coming soon movies, worth of info into the watch. Maybe 6 months, depending on how well the 3 months works. I'm going to start with 3 months and work my way up. But the hard part's going to be trying to figure out the navigation, because the watch is so small. There's really 3 ways that you can do navigation. One, you can do page swiped. And that may be the first way I attempt. So you'll have your watch list, and you can just swipe across, kind of like if you think of the activity app. You have your activity, and then you can swipe and see your people you're sharing with or competing with. So we can try it that way. The only problem with that is with movies and posters and all that stuff, that's a lot of info getting loaded on, and they're technically kind of the same screen memory-wise and all that, so it may cause some more issues, especially on older devices. So I'm kind of leaning against that one. Another way is force touch. So you can force touch, you can get the menu that way. You can have, navigation options there. Not everybody knows about force touch. I think it's more widely used on the watch than on the phone, and it sounds like it's going away on the phone and replaced with this haptic touch. But yeah, so, because right now the app already also has some force touch options. And like I said, I don't know how many people know about them, but what you can do is if you're on a list, you can force touch and you can see a bigger poster image, the movie poster. And then if you go to the movie details, you can force touch on that to set that movie as your complication. So I don't know if I really want to change those. And like I said, not too many people find it. So I want it to be as visible as possible. So what I'm thinking about is, you got their watch list. That's still going to be the main, because that's where most people probably want to go, because they're just looking really quick to see what's coming out or how many days until the movies they're tracking are coming out. But in WatchOS, you can automatically scroll down on a list. So I'm thinking I might try something to where the navigation will be like the first couple rows. And it might be, you got each row is 2 buttons or so. And then you can you'll scroll up to get to the navigation. Now the first couple times or every so often when you open the app, it'll probably take you to the navigation first. Other than that, it will scroll down to your list and you won't even see it and let you scroll up. I kind of like that. I don't know. It may not work well, but that may be the first approach I take. I think that's the easiest to find, the easiest to code, and then also just the most user-friendly, because you're not pressing hard on your watch just to get to a navigation. So like I said, 3 to 6 months trying to do something there. But the hardest part about developing for the watch, I love developing for the watch, but I also hate it. And the biggest issue is watch connectivity. And what that is that's how the watch and the phone send data back and forth. And it doesn't work very well at all. So even in my first watch, I've been developing for the watch since the very beginning in 2015. And what I ended up doing on that app was it was a server-based, so I had the back end. So I was able to just send over the username and password, and then I just connected to the server on the watch and got the info, kept it that, and then I never, unless the password changed, I never had to connect to the phone again. People, I love that app. It worked well. I mean, it was fast for Series 0 watch app and Series 1 and so on and so on. And then for Kernel, what I do is I send over the movie info, all the text, and then the images I connect to the server and download, because that's way faster than trying to send that over through watch connectivity. It's unreliable. I'm hoping they improved it. I haven't watched any of those videos yet to see. I haven't noticed anything with daily use that it's any faster or any more reliable or anything like that, but it is beta, so you never know with that stuff. But yeah, so I'm hoping to just avoid watch connectivity if it hasn't improved as much as possible. But there's some cases where you have to use it because, if I add a movie to the watch or I add a movie on my watch, it has to get sent to the phone. Now, for the iPad, I am going to be using CloudKit or iCloud Sync. I still have to do some more research on that. I haven't started that part of the iPad yet. And if there's any way that I can connect to that on the watch and sync it that way, if watch connectivity hasn't improved, I'm going to just do that. And that will keep things a little faster and more reliable. But yeah, so that's kind of just my initial thoughts on, this is all going to be stuff I'm going to be working on this summer. It's been, WWDCs have been amazing. I haven't watched hardly any videos yet. I can't wait. Last week was just crazy and busy, and I just didn't get to them, and it drives me crazy, but it happens. So definitely leave me a comment down below what you'd like to see me talk about, any more in-depth stuff. I'd love to talk about that too. I can't wait. I can't wait to work on this. I'm still working on the iPad. It's been fun. It's been challenging. I'm getting close, but I'm not there yet. Still hoping the end of this month. So for 1.1 of Kernel, I'll share more of that probably in the coming week or two before release. But yeah, feel free to comment down below what you'd like to see on this channel. Any questions you may have about watch development or iOS development, iPadOS development, any of that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!